I played in a PQ yesterday. I played the winner of the 4 decks that I chose at the start of last week. So last week on the channel, I do what I normally do in a PQ. I pick 4 decks, in this case 4 decks that I hadn't played at all in a PQ before. So that was Pout Blue, Han Green, Han Blue, and Kira Green. The one with I play 10 games, as you know, on these live streams. The one with the best record is the one I play on the weekend, and that was Han Green. It narrowly beat out Kira Green with a record of 8-2. So I wasn't super confident because 8-2 is an okay record, but it could be better. And, you know, when I played Thrawn, I think it was 9-1 when I played that. So Han Green, I took to the Sydney PQ. So let's have a look at the tournament results for that and see what actually happened on the day. So the planetary qualifier in Sydney was 32 players. So one more player would have went into 6 rounds, but it ended up just being a very small one at 32 with 5 rounds. And you can see me there in second place and CJ taking out the top one. So let's have a look at my run for the day just quickly, and then we'll get into some games with Han. So I went undefeated all the way through to the final. This first one was Ray Dartavolt. Enfy's Nest was the key there. And then I played Clint, team member, on... We had the same deck for the day. And that he'd been practicing it a lot during the week. And he got very good at the deck, and we ended up having a draw. And then I played Double Blue Obi, Matthew Robinson. He ended up making the top 8 as well. Then I played Craig on Sabine ECL. He was undefeated at that stage, and I narrowly won that 2-1. He made the top 8 as well. And then in the 5th final round, I just ID'd with CJ to guarantee a spot in the top 8. So in the top 8, I had Sabine with Craig again. I won that one 2-0 this time. Then I had a hard matchup with Kylo Dartavolt. Not the easiest matchup for Han Green. Not at all. And John played it well, and I narrowly won that 2-1. It was the one that beat Clint earlier. He actually played against Kylo as well. So I won that one. I got through to the final. CJ hadn't qualified for Worlds yet, and we're on the same team. So I conceded the same as I did in Canberra, the previous PQ. So I've conceded 2 PQ. I won the previous Sydney one, this set, on Yoda Red. Then I conceded Canberra when I was on Thrawn Dartavolt in the final. And this time I conceded Han Green to get 2 more members of Baddest or BDST through to qualification for Worlds next year. So that is pretty exciting. The deck list is in the description of the video, but this is Justin and Alex as list from sectors in Portland. The main is the same, and I just tweaked the sideboard and that around. So the main list, pretty good. That I may have wanted to put an extra Han unit, I think, in the main. It is probably the only difference. But the Tranquility was something that I put in. I put an extra 2 Tranquilities because I was worried about the blue-green villainy. The Tranquility allows you to get into a loop by every time you play it, you can pull a Republic unit out of your discard pile. So if you've already got another Tranquility there, you can keep pulling it back. So the first time you play it, you get something like a Kelleran or an Obi back. And the second time, you get the Tranquility. Just some of the standout cards for the day. Enfy's Nest was probably the MVP on the day. Just the ability to bounce units, pump it up with blasters and surprise strike, and that it was returning so many units to the hand all day. It's not always good in all the matchups. If you play like a blue-green villainy or something like that, it's not the greatest card. So you got to pick your 7-drop for that kind of matchup, and that's why there's an extra Amphis in the side. But there's also extra like Tantivs and that as well. So the Tantive was actually really good in the Kylo Dartavolt, just being able to put that 5/7 with the extra X-Wing. It ended up being a Chewbacca on the X-Wing in the final game that pushed for the extra damage, and then a falcon right at the end. So that was a pretty cool include, that one. Extra bamboozle was great all day, especially the Sabine player. Craig, he had dark sabers, and I think there was one turn where I back-to-back bamboozled. Confiscate was okay. I don't even know if I confiscated anything the whole day. I had it in my sideboard, but it was just there as sort of an insurance purpose against things like entrenched and that. So, yeah. What else? The blue leaders were great, ambushing down Chewbacca on a ship. Kira, I played so much all day. Maybe it should have been a 3-off. Just the ability to look at people's hands and say, oh, okay, you've got no entrench, you've got no glory. Well, I can suit up in space with a Chewbacca and a ship and go to town. The only thing probably wasn't very good all day was the R2. I think something else in that spot. I can understand it's a bit of a hand fixer, but I didn't use it all day. I maybe played it once across all the rounds. So something else in that drop would have been better. So yeah, so that was the run. Congrats to CJ for finally getting his PQ in and getting the mat and getting qualified for Worlds. He was arrested, the top 8. There was another Han Green. He was visiting from the US at the time. He had a great run as well. He lost to CJ early in the top 8. Tibi, he was in the top 8 with the Cad Tarkentown. Incidentally, in the top 8, his top 8 match, if he had beat his opponent, which was John on Kylo, I was going to concede to him in the top 4, and it would have been a CJ versus like a Boba Fett versus Cad Bane final. Yeah, and then congrats to the guy on double blue, Obi. Not a meta deck and that at all, and he crushed it to get into the top 8 and did really well. And Adam on Piet, red. I know his deck let him down in the top 4 match, but yeah, that was a great run on Piet too. So, all right, let's do what we normally do. Let's play some games with Han 1. I'll take it off next set preview because that's what I've been practicing at the moment, is looking at some of the new leaders. Look out for some videos in the next couple of days. They're scheduled to go out with some of those leaders. All right, so we start with Boba Yellow. This one's going to leak a lot of damage against us. So didn't play there was a Boba Data Bolt in the field, a couple of Boba Data Bolts, but not Boba Yellow. Okay, so this is not too bad because I can blue leader potentially a bomber and then resupply, and then the turn after you're really hitting your big units. So let's keep that. We'll put the reinforcements and the blaster away. Oh, okay, well, this is not a standard list. If you're running that, this is not a standard list for Boba Yellow. So let's see what our opponent has planned for us here. All right, well, I don't think we want the hauler. Let's get rid of the hauler. Hauler's not great when they can open fire and things and that against it. Not open fire, but trade at least to take it out. All right, so he's going to waylay. We're 100% okay with that. We'll resupply, and then we'll claim, and here's where we will make our move. So we'll resource the Falcon, because if for whatever reason he blocks my Han flip, like he could have a no good to me dead, we can at least play the blue leader out. Let's see what he's got to stop Han. All right, he's going to give an XP to the bomber. I think we're okay with that. Okay, so let's play the Kelleran. We'll go with the Falcon. And yeah, I think we just push all the damage we can here. We've got a bamboozle. We can pay a resource. We'll pay the one that we'll take the resupply. We'll take the one that we have to destroy. All right, so he's going to bounce. I think we're okay with that again because we can just replay that out. So our options are we could blaster, but then it kind of only leaves us 4 left, and there's not really anything good for 4 here. All right, so here comes the Pride. I think we take a couple on the Falcon. And potentially 1 on the Hahn here. All right, let's hit him with the Falcon. All right, so he's going to give the XP. So I would have kept the Waylay, decent Waylay target, but I think we have a lot of damage here. I'll put the Obi-Wan. It's good to soak up a lot of this damage here. So we'll claim. I didn't see you hit that Falcon. I should have taken 1 more on the Falcon there. All right, so let's blast with Kelleran because it's a bit hard. It's a lot easier for him to bounce the Kelleran than what is the Hahn. If he puts Boba Fett on the bomber, then we can just bamboozle as well. And bamboozle for free. By pitching a cunning card, we'll pitch the L3. So there was a lot of Star Wars Unlimited action over the weekend. Still catching up on some of the results, given that there was a limited sector and a regional in Spain. All right, let's requeue. All right, we move to 1-0. One thing also with this deck is that the games are fast. I had plenty of time between the rounds to, take it easy, relax, and see how other people are going. It wasn't my normal control day that I do play. All right, let's keep this because we have got the Falcon and we can get Chewie if needed. So the blaster and the hauler would go in the row. The first resource would be the R2. If we're worried about power, which potentially you could have, we could have just played the R2 down. But I think it's too good a hand to not take the Falcon approach here. Even if he does power it, we can just play a blue leader straight up as well. All right, so tech goes away. We can then pay a resource and then destroy. So we'll get rid of the hauler there. So if he has a power, well, he doesn't have a power. So we'll Chewbacca up. And this is what happens sometimes against these Force decks. He's going to need, even Force Lightning is going to not be enough at the moment because it can only do 6. Well, it can now. All right, so let's keep this hauler. Let's discard the hauler. We might expect a Force Lightning here, so we are best to trade in. Attack first. So there's the Force Lightning that we expected. So we can just play out the blue leader here. And potentially we could also Chewbacca again next turn. And he's going to need another Force Lightning to handle it. So the Chewbacca costs 3. If we're able to get a successful Hahn attack, it'll leave us with 4 resources, which is a good amount for tech. All right, we'll just wait for our opponent to finish his actions here. So this will be the last stream of this set. All future streams will be based on the new cards. All right, let's see if we can luck out by him not having another Force Lightning. So it's only going to cost us 3 to try this. All right. Well, he's got a good answer there. That's a good answer because he's going to be able to do a damage with a Darth Maul. But we are going to get 6 damage in while he does that. All right, well, let's put the bamboozle down. Hopefully you don't get too hard wrecked by that. We'll deploy Han. We'll hit base, and then we're able to play a tech out from our row. Tech will give us quite a few options. Resupply is not good, and a double Obi, it being a unique unit, not a great draw. So you can trade with Karis, yeah, which will trade for Han. So we can Blaster for 4, then play Obi. I think that's probably the go. Hopefully we haven't run out of too much steam here. He could have a Saber, but he has to go through our Sentinel. He had 2 very good answers to Chewie this game. He had the Force Lightning and the No Disintegrations, which are both sort of damage-based solutions for it. Hey Liam, how are you going? It was good playing you yesterday. I just recapped the tournament a little bit at the start, saying that everyone had a good time. Liam went into 2 Han Greens. One was me. We actually paired ourselves round 1, and we got it. And then he had Clint in a later round, so he won against Clint, and I was able to get an early Amphis out. How'd the top 8 go? Yeah, the top 8 went really well. I think this is lethal here. One sec. Oh no, it's not. So I have to hit base. I thought I had another blaster there, but I did not. Okay, so Amphis will bounce Grievous. Yeah, so the top 8, I had Craig on Sabine ECL first. I beat that one 2-0. And then I had John on Kylo Dartavolt, which is a very hard matchup for this particular deck, and I was able to get through that 2-1. And then I got on to CJ, who was on Boba Dartavolt. He's part of the team. He hadn't qualified for Worlds, and he was going, so I conceded the same way I conceded in Canberra when I was playing Thrawn Dartavolt. So I potentially could have had 3 PQs this set if I had have not conceded in the final twice. Even Canberra, I conceded. In Canberra, I conceded in Swiss as well. So yeah, here's CJ. Here's the victor. We're just recapping. There we go. Recapping the tournament results, and it was a victory for CJ on Boba Dartavolt. Well deserved, because he'd been on the deck for quite a while, practicing this set, just getting close. Poor Clint, his deck 100% betrayed him in our game. Don't tell him that. Tell him it was a skill gap issue, because that's what he tells everyone else. All right, let's keep this. How risky is the hauler? It's pretty bad on a Dartavolt, I think. I mean, we can take it to 8. Do we risk it here? Do we risk the Dartavolt? The hauler? Let's think about it. I was glad my concession got another Newcastle. I was saying that's a good run by him on double blue. Obi, not a meta deck, and he did really, really well to get into the top 8. That was brutal that he went straight into playing the top seed. Yeah, yeah. All right, so our opponent, I hear the chat. So he claims, do we risk it with the hauler? Let's go. Let's risk the hauler. Let's put a chewy on it. Like, he can't open fire it, right? He can't open fire it straight away. If he gets it, maybe we'll get an Amphies or something like that. No, that is bad. That is bad. I knew straight away, like, I shouldn't have played that. Who would have expected him to have a merciless combat contest? All right, let's put the tech away. All right, let's hit his base for 2 here. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have done that in the tournament. I just thought it would be funny to see. But all right, let's resupply. Let's go all the way up and get Han out if we can. We're probably not going to win this one, if I'm going to be honest. Now, yeah, I can blast the. Let's put it on the R2, because I have a feeling he's going to overwhelming barrage the hauler here. We get rid of the 2 resupplies there, easy to. Yeah, we've just thrown this game completely. What? Why did he not? Why did he kill that one? I am confused now. All right, we can play the Kira out next. Let's just say command. When in the PK expecting aggro control, instead I got Han1 green, Yoda green, CAD Data Vault, Han1. Yeah, it was mid-range city. There was a couple of control decks. There was a couple of Kiras, I think, in the field. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I have completely thrown this game. Yeah, I have to hit the Snoke, but like, yeah, you can't give him a hauler like I did early on. Those are the ones that you call it's like a blowout play and that as well. Sometimes they have to be like an educated guess, but other times, yeah. Like, he's got 9 on us. He's going to be able to put an XP. Oh, we can bamboozle. If he puts an XP on the hauler, we can bamboozle it. Yeah. Sure. Alright, let's play bamboozle. We are a long way from. He just claims here. All right, so we lose that one. Let's go to 2-1. Don't play the hauler turn 1 against decks that can remove it as easy as they can there. Oh, come on, man. Like, just attack with more there. Don't start playing extra cards. All right, we're not going to play hauler this time. Hey man, how's it going? Can't wait to play the save deck, mill deck next set, and qualify for Vegas next year. Yeah, I've been playing a little bit on Carabas with the new leaders. There's actually a video I've got coming out tomorrow on Dedra Blue. It's kind of like a control deck, and that is pretty fun to play. Let's mulligan. We need a bit of ramp here. All right, so we can ramp and then pop tech out. We need Kelleran and stuff in that here. Yeah, so I'm super pumped for the new leaders, just to, play some fresh cards and that. All right, let's play the Obi one, because we go resupply it then into tech. Kira would be good. Okay, it's the falcon. So if I play the falcon, we can punish him if I get like a Han or something. Like, I don't even attack. There's nothing really in the row. All right, let's just claim there. Yeah, so we can kind of punish with the Han here. So the Han's going to cost 2, and then we'll be able to play a tech out. It deals its damage first, so now he's got a 6/7. Sure, you can take the damage on that. Let's play the Ewing out. Let's get Han out. And get a tech out while we're there. All right, 2 Kellerans. I think he was saving that I'm your father for Han. So yeah, I'm keen to see what people come up with for the deck's next set, because some interesting cards in there. Chancellor Pout is cool as well. All right, Kelleran. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we go haul up. All right, another Ewing. Get rid of the reinforcements there. All right, 4/3. All right, let's hit with Han first. So, yeah, he's not even going to burst. I'll wait for 2 because I think Crumb's going to bounce up here to kill the tech. Yeah. All right, I'm going to play Ewing, and I'm going to try and bounce this tech, I think. Because if I get an Amphi's Nest, I just bounce it. Yeah. I don't know why he didn't run it in to try and... yeah, and we can gatekeep his Snoke here. Like, if he passes... Alright, well, he doesn't pass. Alright, we'll claim here. Let's see what he tries to remove. Bloody bane of my existence, Amphi's. Yeah, Amphi's is that's what I was saying in the intro, that it was the MVP of the day. That card just like wrecked all day. Now, do we play conservative here? Like, we can hit the Snoke, because if he gets a barrage, we can hit the Snoke and bounce the Crumb, and we've still got a Kelleran here. Or do we just hit base? I think we just play a little bit conservative here. We've got 8 other damage on the board. I'm worried about that barrage that he's potentially got there. So Liam was messing around with Boba 4 yellow with some preview cards. Cyril is unbelievable. Yeah. So Cyril, so he did have the barrage. So he did make the right play. He had to barrage a Crumb, which, feels pretty bad. So can we do anything here besides Kelleran? We can Falcon and the other Falcon. I think that's pretty good because we got an extra 3 damage here, and then we're presenting lethal with that Falcon up in space. So this game we played serious. We didn't mess around too much, like I did playing the first turn hauler. Got way too greedy. this is how this match should go. All right. He didn't want to take any extra actions that game. Didn't end up winning off the Purgle King. Yeah. So I was pretty stoked. Yeah. I think you got caught Clint with like early sabers and stuff like that from what he was saying. A General's Blade on like a Yaddle or something like that. But yes, I do have a video coming tomorrow. New decks. So this will be the last stream on current decks. Next streams and that will all be on the new decks and that as well. So new leaders, they will be. Oh, you can call me Al. So this guy's a really good player here, but I think we just attack space here. So let's keep. And I think we just push heavy space here if we can. So how we get blown out here. If he has a Sabine's Masterpiece, he ambushes that in and we get punished basically. But he does burn his ECL to do that. That's the thing with that as well. So he does have the Masterpiece. So that's the exact combination that Sabine needs to sort of combat. But the advantage for us is that for him to do that, he basically burns his ECL to do that. So I think we kill the Marine with the Obi here. Now we just wait. If he has the Darksaber, we bamboozle. So he doesn't, so we can claim. All right, so I think we clear the Cassian because if he can attack with the Masterpiece and kill, so let's do that. We can put the Bamboozle out. He had a very good start against us, like getting the Masterpiece is really good for him. Okay. All right, so I think we attack base and then play the Han unit out to kill the Poe. I was trying to get the Amphis out. Do I bamboozle? If I bamboozle the Masterpiece, it dies. So let's do that. All right, so he sends that back to base. Hit base there. We'll put the blue leader out. We're not going to ambush. We've got a U-wing. He has to kill one of our units here, right? And it probably has to be the Han because he knows if we have a blaster, it's an issue. Okay, Jedi Lightsaber on Gunji first game and General's Blade. Yeah, I think that's what he was saying. The new Obi-Wan card is going to be disgusting with save, says GM Ohms. Can't wait to try it on Carabas when it's available. I think they actually just did. What did they just do? Arrest. I think Arrest is done now as well. All right, he plays the Darksaber, so we can just claim here, right? Like, how does he kill our blue leader? Yeah. So there we go. He's a good player. Like, he's a good Sabine player, but I think Han is favoured into Sabine. And even though he had the perfect start, so getting the green battlefield with the masterpiece is an ideal start. But the problem is that you burn your ECL, and this is what happened to Craig when he did it. I was like, oh well, fine, I can flip Han now with no potential issues. But then if they don't do it, space gets out of control. So, like if I had a Han, a Falcon, and then just put like a Chewie or a Han pilot, it really becomes a race then for that matchup. All right, so we're back to our Snoke Data Vault friend here. It's a 1-1. We know don't play a hauler first turn against this one. So the new Obi-Wan card looks really good. It's going to create, it kind of reminds me a little bit about Hearthstone, where it creates unique situations. And that's what makes interesting games, because discarding a card off your opponent's deck and being able to play it creates games that are unique. And that's what you want, you know. You do want unique games. All right, so what did we learn from last time? I think we go all space. We'll play the blue leader down. Yeah, because we know he goes TIE fighters. We can go in and clear that TIE fighter out. And we're in a good spot now. All right, we'll hit base for another 3. We'll play this Falcon out. And we'll put tech in the row. So we're going to have to pay 1 here for this. So we'll pay 1 resource, which is important for the next turn. So he can put XP on this, but it, yeah, like he can put XP on it, but it won't, you can't use it to hit the Falcon, because Falcons are unique. So what are options? We can play the Obi-Wan to block that, and then hit for 6. So let's do that. Did he resupply? How was he above? Maybe I missed that second turn. How was he 2 above us? He must have resupplied. Oh, command. I'm so dumb. Like, okay. I should not have played that down. All right, so let's claim. We can't play a hauler. And the Falcon will have to come back to hand. All right, well, so we'll hit base again for 3. Yeah, resource with command. It's hard to tell sometimes. Like you're watching the you don't see what actions that they pick. So he's likely going to have a overwhelming barrage here. So he'll overwhelm barrage for 8. So if he does that, we'll I guess just play the Falcon out. So there's the OB. So then we'll play the Falcon out. It's a shame we didn't have the big Falcon. But if we at least do this, we're not going to pay the tax and that for it. Yeah, it's a shame we haven't had any pilots. So you've got another OB here. He's got the cruiser. All right, so when he attacks, he's going to go to 7. So yeah, this is not a good spot here, because this Han won't be able to take that out. So it'll have to be the Kelleran. All right, blue leader. I think we have to take out that cruiser. Like, we can't let him just... Bamboozle might be okay for Snoke. But yeah, the double ramp hurt us here. Double ramp with double barrage. All right, I think we just send all these... send it all back there. All right, we'll play a tech out. What else has he got now? Probably got a Maul coming in. CJ says, I'm waiting to see if anything breaks into the meta. There's a lack of power in the leaders to really compete until rotation. Ah, traitorous. Okay. Well, we'll take out his Snoke. We'll claim. He can play whatever he wants out of his row. 4 or less. We do need to hit that tech. The third barrage. That's 3 in a row. All right. What do we got in the row? Okay. Do we want something better than the Chewie? So we got a chance of like R2. And then we can try and get a 7 drop. So let's try that. It's not a 7 drop, but it's a Falcon. You're the goat, bro. Like, yeah, this is the final Han stream. We're getting cooked by this Snoke though. Like, look at this. Look at these like 3 barrages and a cruiser. Like he is cooking us. All right, U-Wing's pretty good. Can't argue with that. All right, we'll put the blue leader in the row. Return that. I'm trying to get a big color in here. Want a 1v1 after? Sure. Yeah, sure, Luke. Like, I'll send you an invite in the, I'll draw better. It's not me drawing. It's him that's drawing girl. 3 barrages. Oh, and now with Endless Legions. He's played Endless Legions against us. All right, mate. He's got this one. Yeah, that's a board state. Have a look at that. And he's got our Falcon. How did he get our Falcon? Why is that in his resource row? All right, I'll concede that. All right, we move forward to. Let's play some games against Luke. Endless Legion is a deserving way to win. Exactly. So what do? I create a new lobby. We'll call it private. We'll load it in. I'll send you the link in Discord, Luke. He just has a Falcon. From the Arquidens. There you go. Yeah. That's crazy. Alright, so it will be in the comp team. I'll turn undo on as well. I just played a Sabine just before this as well. Like, he got me with the... He started off with the Marine into... what was it? Marine into the Masterpiece. But then you turn your ECL off, so I don't know how good that is these days. Alright, we'll keep this. Alright, we'll go with that. Alright, we'll go Falcon. Another falcon. The Amphies is not the greatest in this matchup. Hey from Belgium. Yeah, hello Daba Circa. Yep, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, second place. CJ's in the chat. He got it. And that. All right. So I think I killed the wing leader here. I'll pay a resource. Let's see if Sabine's out here. Okay. All right. So he's going to play the Darksaber, which is going to kind of gatekeep us a little bit here. All right, let's claim. So we can surprise strike to move to 18. The difficulty we got is we just have to be careful about Poe. So Poe coming in will... Poe coming in will defeat the Chewbacca unit. But we don't really need to do anything here. Like, we can continue, just keep going space here. Okay, so he didn't... All right, we'll play the Han down. He maybe didn't have Poe. All right, here comes the... We'll deploy Han. So we're going to be able to blast a Han here. Choose a card to discard. Yep. So we had a pretty good... We're lucky to get that... Lucky to get that, what do you call it? You can start. That pilot helped a lot in that matchup. Because Sabine is weak in the space, so... Alright, let's keep that. It's hard here, this matchup here, because it's like... Do I resupply the blue leader or the U-wing here? Like, what are the chances I'm going to get a U-wing off? Like, probably not high. You had death with the second... No, didn't need a hot shot. Yeah, but one action, Clint. You had death with the second Falcon. Yeah, I could have played it out, but, like, yeah. But what do you mean? Like, yeah, but that would kill my other Falcon and just, yeah, hot shot. Either way it worked. Clint's saying in our chat, I had death with the second Falcon, which is true. All right, we could get a masterpiece in here. All right, we'll do another 7. All right, we'll resupply it. All right, so I think we bounce the Falcon back to our hand so that we can get the Han out. All right, so do we just blue leader the Sabine here? Because if he puts a saber on it, let's see what he does here. Because he has to be careful. He knows we run bamboozles. Yeah, he put a saber on it, so that probably should have blue leaded when we had the chance there. Yeah, I probably have to claim here. All right, so we could start with a waylay on the red 5, or we could make sure we hit 5 in the base. Kira, he's probably, what is he at, Poe? But then he really could just ambush anything into it. Let's go with that. I think the waylay, we don't even need the waylay. Keep the blue leader to ambush in the Sabine. Yeah, I should have ambushed. Okay, so he's got a Chewbacca now, so yeah, we're pretty much cooked in this one, I think. Because I can't even bounce the red 5 now. Yeah, Rebel Assault. Yeah, I think I'm cooked here. Yeah. I think maybe I should have just mulliganed for the quick rematch. I should have mulliganed a bit more for the pilots. I don't know, or I should have blue leaded potentially into the Sabine leader on that one. Okay, that's not great. I mean, the blue leader is okay, but yeah, let's mulligan that one. All right, so Hauler seems pretty good. Now the question is, do we keep Bamboozle? No, I think we can, because I'm not going to resupply. I think get rid of resupply and go Hauler, Chewie, because the only way he can really race us is if he does the L3. If he does the Saber. Hauler into Chewie seems like a good game. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to do 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think that can even damage. He might wing leader the masterpiece. If we can just bamboozle. Yeah. So do we play Kira out so that we can... I mean... No, I think I... Do I just claim here? Yeah, I think I just claim so I can get another 7 in. So I can play Kira here to block whatever plan he's got. All right, so if I Kira, well, actually, if I just, if I play Falcon, what can he do? If he's got another masterpiece, he can actually kill. Yeah, but then he can't block me on the ground. Did I update the score? It's 5-3. Yeah. So now 6-3. Hauler again. So we just keep this, right? Like, Hauler again was, but I don't have Chewbacca. Let's see what he plays. I'll go the Falcon. Could be risky here because if he can take the Falcon, if he can take the Hauler. Now, do I just take the damage on offer, like not resupply? Because if I can take another 3 in with the Falcon. I'll take him to 9 and we're doing another 7. Or do I resupply here? Let's resupply and try and go up. So we're playing Luke, who is the Sabine champion. He's won 3 times, 3 PQs, I think, 3 or 4 on Sabine. So if we're after a good match, this is the litmus test. Now, if he kind of blocks us on the ground, we can just go Falcon and Surprise Strike. That'll take him to 16. Like, if he Darksabers into the Han deploy. Yeah, so he's Darksabered with the Marine. It's kind of lucky that I did not have a waylay. All right, if I go Falcon and then Surprise Strike the Falcon. It's going to be, if he's got Rebel Assault, he gets me here. The Darksaber, I think Bamboozle is like pretty important in this matchup. Bamboozle or being able to get like, yeah, Rebel Assault got me on that one. I think Bamboozle is pretty important, especially if everyone's just running like 3 Darksabers now. Or if we had been able to waylay that Battlefield Marine, that would have been pretty good. Let's keep the waylay this time. Four now. Yeah, he's got 4. Yeah, so he's won 4 PQs on Sabine ECL. All right, so let's. Could be trouble if he's got a. If he's got a fleet lieutenant, actually. I mean, this is a very brave play by him, because if I had a regular Falcon, it just trades into that. But because I've got the Hauler, Yeah, I should have kept that falcon. Yeah, I should have kept the falcon. I'll do it, but this is a play that you get blown out, because if he has a fleet lieutenant, then we get blown out by it here. I should have kept that other falcon, because if he had kept, yeah, see the fleet lieutenant? Yeah, that play there. All right, so we have to claim. Yeah, it's such a shame that we had the wrong one there. So I think we just hit base again here, but if he comes out with the Dark Saber, yeah, I should have played that falcon. I should have, in my resources, I should have held on to that. All right, so we'll claim. All right, so do we waylay the hauler here? Then if he puts the saber on one of these ones, all right, let's push again. If we had a Han pilot, it would have been great too. But that's what we are concerned about, is the... So we can waylay that. Yeah, he comes wing leader. All right, so let's waylay the hauler. Put a resource down. Again, if he does have the Rebel Assault, we get done here. Not bad recovery considering how that game started. Yeah, Rebel Assault. So that's 2 games in a row where Rebel Assault cooked. What? Ah, yeah. Oops. How do I... Why is it still playing? All right, we're still playing. All right, gear icon. All right, gear icon. There we go. Confirm reset. There we go. Yourself. Okay, let's keep. We go tech 1 resupply. Let's see what he plays here. All right, so we'll go the hauler on that one. They always have it. It's like the Kara shuffler. Yeah. All right, we'll hit base. We'll resupply it. All right, so I assume we just hit base here for 4. What do we got in our row? We've got tech. We do have a bamboozle for the Darksaber this time. Do we just pay the cost? I think we just pay the cost for it, right? Yeah, I think we drop the Obi. We'll play the Han out and then hit Han into base and then hit the Falcon as well. That'll take him to 13. All right. We'll have a go. If we can get one hit with our Han unit, we can finally play a U-wing. Okay, well, we can't. So we'll do 7 again to base. He'll restore 2. He'll make us discard. We'll play a tech out. Tech will give us access to Surprise Strike. So he'll have to sort of claim to sort of handle that. Is the Amphi's good? Amphi seems good because I can bounce. No, hang on. That is not good because I have to pay 1 for the Falcon. So he has to kind of kill Tech here. Otherwise, I will Surprise Strike. That Surprise Strike will be for 7. So he's not in the best spot here, I don't think. Yeah. All right, so if we kill the Peacekeeper, because otherwise we attack and then he's got no way to heal now. Yeah, so CJ reckons they always have it. They always have the Rebel Assault. All right, so 4. What has he got for Sabine? That was close. All right, so we move. We get 1. We get 1 back. Let's keep that. That's pretty good. That's a pretty gas hand. I don't know what you think if you're listening, Clint, but the R2s, I don't think we need them. Yeah, that's a great start for us. So we can play Han down, and then we can hit into the A-wing here, and then a resupply as well. We'll pay the resource. I'll put an R2. Another fleet, it would have been game. Yeah, I know. Like, there is not much in these games. Now, if I Chewbacca... If I Chewbacca here, then he can just ambush a masterpiece in. So I don't think Chewbacca is right here. I think resupply and pull the Falcon back to your hand is the better move. Oh, we've got a Kira here. So we're going to flip. We have to pay 1 to get... The Falcon's going to come back. All right, we'll return it to hand. I think I play the Kira here because... Or do I play just the Falcon with the Chewie here? He has to have the masterpiece here is the only way we sort of get blown out by this play. Does he have the masterpiece? Okay. Well, let's ramp up. If he puts the Darksaber on, we may bamboozle this turn. So he's saying it must be Chewy. Yeah. I gambled that he didn't have the what do we got in the row? We don't have anything in the row. All right, so we've got the hot shot. But yeah, this game's not panning out well, this one. We had an all right start. Was that a mistake? I think that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Yeah. Yep. All right, we'll just play an OB1 out here. We are way too far behind on this one now. Got kind of blown out by that. Should have ran first to help him. Yeah. Should have ran, but I was worried about the saber and having the bamboozle and having the cunning card. So, yeah. All right, we'll just claim here. We need like a Kelleran or something here, or Ewing. Ewing's decent. We don't need Chewy anymore, I don't think. An Amphis would have been great there. All right, we get 4 to spend on... So we'll go the Falcon. Yeah, and Amphis would have been... Amphis would have been great for the K2. Alright, we'll pay 1 resource. We'll surprise straight with the Falcon for 6. That'll take him to 17. And then he needs, if we just had a blaster, yeah, we would get him there. $24. 1 off on that one. Then, yeah, I probably didn't play that one that great as well. All right. All right, let's return back. So some great games there with Luke. And that's what it was like the Sabine games yesterday. It's kind of like one or two actions in it a lot of the time as well. But that masterpiece plate makes a difference. You should ping with Sabine. All right. Let's mulligan that one. We kind of want some ramp here. We'll get rid of one resupply. We'll play... Chewbacca's really good in this matchup. We'll take the Obi out. So we'll go L3 into resupply into Chewbacca. We'll put 2 on the base while we can. We'll have to be fast in this matchup. Resupply. Alright, so let's claim. So Bamboozle I don't think is great in this matchup as well. Kind of want to slow roll this one out a little bit for the Han. All right, so let's go to base for 2. All right, we'll drop blue leader here because we can Chewbacca surprise strike. Or we can play the Han out here. All right, he's going to shift the shield over from our L3. I think we're fine with that. So in that case, I think we just surprise strike and Chewbacca here. All right, 2 Falcons. All right, we just keep pushing damage here. What do we got? We got a blaster. That'll hit for 7, take him to 22. And then we can run the Falcon in. So he's going to have a no glory to answer the Chewie. The Falcon will take him to 25, and we'll be pretty close here. Another blaster in the row, so that'll be lethal on Han. All right, for those just joining, they're just playing a little bit of Han Green. After finishing the PQ yesterday. CJ's in the chat. He won it on Boba Data Vault. Finished in second with Han Green. So just having some victory games, and this will be the last stream for these leaders. I will be moving on to set 6 leaders next. So there'll be a video out tomorrow on Dedra. And this should be the end of this game, right? Now, speaking of set 6 decks, this is going to be a good deck next set. That Admiral Ozzel that deals is basically a pillage built into the unit is going to be quite nasty. All right, that game was a bit easier than playing Luke on Sabine ECL. All right, we got a Boba yellow here. CJ, thanks to having a legendary teammate. Yeah, it's good to see everyone get qualified, and that we just have to get the others qualified now. Let's keep this one because we've got like Han, we've got Falcon, resupply Han. Here it's pretty good. So this Boba Fett one, they typically have a lot of ambush units, so he potentially could ambush in here. Probably maybe an Eager Escort or something. Here, otherwise, yeah, blue leader. Yep, comes in, gives it the extra power. So that's fine, because we'll resupply. We had to probably pull that Falcon back to our hand anyway. Now, hopefully we don't get cooked on the Han flip here. I'll put the surprise strike away. We'll try to have the whole team running around at GC next year. Yeah, you don't want to be in that... you do not want to be in that Friday tournament. Where try your last chance qualifying. That's what the boys were last time on the day one, and some of us got to skip to day 2, and that was a huge benefit. And you got a lot of prizing for it too as well. Like, what do we go here? Like, it's not great. Like, it's not great just going the Han unit, is it? Like, in this matchup. Or is it best to spread it? You could go Falcon, or you can go Chewie and L3. That's probably that. Like, let's spread it a little bit. I would rather something like Amphies or that there. Or Caloran would actually be the best pull from that. Especially last year last Galactics when they messed up the deck list as well. So if you're in the day one, they kind of flipped it over and exposed all the deck lists, and then that's why everyone had to, everyone's list was exposed, and so everyone got to see what everyone else was running. Okay, do I just play the big Falcon here? Alright, Amphi seems pretty good. Because with me at 7, do we need to keep the Bamboozle? I hope not. Like, I don't typically upgrade this deck. It's just full of ambushes, I think. So I can blaster that Boba with Chewie. I think that's right. Before he gets like if he gets Boba's armor or something, I think it's a big problem. Okay. All right, we can play tech out now. As our unit, so I'll keep moving, spreading out the board. Okay, home 1. Han pilot on Big Falcon gives you nightmares. Alright, so Amphies is outstanding here, because I can just drop the Amphies. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize what deck I'm playing in. It said 4-3, and then all of a sudden the graphic updated to, to 5-3. So that's unfortunate, because I would have probably played the U-Wing and tried to get a... if this beats you, I'm going to be mad. I've been on Boba 2 yellow for ages. For this reason, kills home 1 and doesn't die. Yeah. Yeah, I should have just killed, like, the Han 1. The pilot could have killed home 1 then. It's just dropping Amphies. I just, messed up. So I can surprise strike and return home 1 as well. Right, so he's going to bounce. Okay, but then you lose, right? Like, you have to bounce a tech. Alright, so there we go. Probably some missteps in that game, but a learning experience. So this one will be quite aggressive, this one, the Ahsoka yellow. So we're going to have to be out. Han unit's probably the best card in the deck for this one. Alright, so let's mulligan. Here we go. We got... No, can I deal with a hauler with Chewy on it? I don't think so. They're on 26 and we just race, like... Like they're going to do, what, 3, 4? We'll be doing 7. I'm an idiot. I've been playing too long. This happened to Clint in the rounds, and he put a Chewbacca on it, and it got taken. All right, so let's play. Let's resource a surprise strike. We've got to try and get Han out here. All right, it's going to hit for 5. What did he do? Play the Ahsoka. Yeah, sorry, I've been playing too long here. All right, let's claim. All right, what does she come out? She's a 6. All right, let's just control the board a little bit here. But you say, watch out for the sanctioner shuttle. Yeah. We were laughing about it yesterday because that's what happened to Clint. All right. Yeah. All right, we really need a blaster or something here. So you can take it again, but we'll capture it. I mean, we do it again here. All right, we didn't get anything to deal with Ahsoka. A blaster would have done it. Okay, do I play Obi-Wan out first? Let's just bounce it back. If he takes it, we can play another. We can play Obi-Wan out for Ahsoka. Yeah. We've taken way too much damage than we should have here. Should hit the droid and bounce to turn the coordinate off. Yeah, I don't know about the sequencing there. Why not kill BD with Amphies and Shuttle? Yeah, that's probably the right play. Alright, so I think we can kill the Ahsoka, and then we can use Amphies to kind of like gatekeep his plays. That's unfortunate. So if he has a surprise strike, he gets us here. Oh, man. All right, last game. I think I'm not paying attention enough on that one. Yeah, so... Okay, we've got a rematch. We'll lock in for this one. And that'll do for tonight. And then we'll move on to the new leaders next set. All right, so let's mulligan this hand. All right, the 2 blasters we'll put away. Let's see what he plays here. Okay, so that's really good. That's kind of self-evident, that play. We'll just play the Falcon out and draw a card. And pass. Okay, we've got Chewbacca, we've got Kira. Pay a resource. LG, good luck. All right, let's... All right, let's take this one out as well. We can play the big Falcon, or the medium Falcon, should I say. Oh, let's just give him a tech. Let's give him the Kira. We'll say Plo Koon. We'll sanction a shuttle. I think we don't want Plo Koon coming in, because we want to be able to flip Han here. All right, let's take out the Sabine. It's kind of going to gatekeep our flip here. We'll have to play the Obi here. We really can't play the Chewbacca on the Falcon either. Yeah, here comes the Plo Koon. We'll have to kill the Plo Koon here, and we'll drop a tech. All right, we'll leave the Chewbacca. I don't think it's good in this matchup at the moment. We got lots of blasters this time. That was that last game where we needed a blaster to deal with, I think, one of the units there. All right, he taps. Okay, so I think we hit Ahsoka to turn coordinate off. Okay, so we can... I think we can waylay the shuttle and then play our Obi-Wan here. All right, so we'll claim. This time we can Han into the Ahsoka. It'll take us to 8. He may come and steal our unit again. No. We'll just hit for base there. All right, so we're U-ing this time. I think we just play Kelleran. Or did I have Amphis there? We'll just get the Obi-Wan out. I think the Kelleran's okay. All right, capture again. let's bounce the shuttle again. You'll have to keep playing it out if he wants it. So is there any leaders that people are looking forward to in the next set? I know a couple of my personal favourites. Obviously, Dedra here is one of them. I think the Chancellor is cool. His flip turn is super interesting. Bale is obviously pretty good. Governor Price is interesting. Padme, and then obviously a lot of people are pretty high on Sable, Sabe, however you say it. All right, so our opponent just quit there. All right, so that will finish for today. So we finished 10-7, but we had like a lot of competitive practice games in the middle there. So Liam said, Topple the Summit just won me a game in a preview game. Boba Flip did 4, even out the damage, so 2 enemies had 3 health left. Plot play Topple. Okay. Yeah, it is a brutal card. So let's play one game of Dedra then. Now that you've mentioned that. Let's jump in and see. So I've never played against Bale, but he flips over quite a few times. So let's see how we go. All right. So one of the combos you can do with this deck is Stolen Land Speeder and then 2 damage into it. So we'll keep this. We'll go like that, but I don't want to play it first turn. Yeah, the Top of the Summit is, gonna be a ridiculous card. All right, so okay, so we play the Owen here. We got power. We don't need Pershing because we're gonna have plenty of draw here. All right, Hu Yang. So we should be able to just power here. Oh no, I thought Hu Yang was, yes. All right, we'll power here. I haven't figured out where to make a preview deck. So you should go to SWDB, and if you just go new Premier deck now, I think the new leaders are on there. Yeah, they're all here. They're all at the bottom there. Yep. Okay, so we'll pass. So this deck does run Ray as well. So because we are drawing a lot of cards. All right, so Mazamid is going to draw this. He's got the draw engine going on here. All right, so I'm going to play Land Speeder, and I'm going to do 2 damage to the Land Speeder with Dedra's ability. He's going to deny it and give me a card draw, and then I can Daring Raid it to take it. So the Land Speeder was a card from set 2. All right, so let's do 2 damage to it. He'll deny it, but then we'll Daring Raid it. Okay, so Bale comes out, so then we can Daring Raid the Speeder. If he passes, I'm just going to claim here and hit his Mars meter. Okay, so he runs in. All right, I think we just claim here. The Cantwell ship, yeah, it is sick, the ship. Okay, so we're on to 5. Probably don't need the IG here. All right, let's just deploy out. So we've got more cards than him. So she's got raid 2. This Mazamita seems like the best card for you to draw in this deck of turn 1. And we haven't been able to interact with it. All right, command. All right, so let's take out the Mazamita. All right, we'll just play our Mirage here. Like, she only does 3 damage to 3 damage to unwounded units, so we couldn't do any to Obi there. All right, so we'll claim. We've got some interesting cards here, like the Galleon is interesting too. All right, I think the Arrestor's really good as well, but the Galleon's cool. I think the Galleon has to go. All right, so let's do 3 into Obi here. We can use Dedra's ability to do 2 damage, and he'll essentially get us to draw a card because he doesn't want it to die. The fact that it can lock down leaders is amazing. Yeah, the Cantwell ship is disclose blue, blue, black. If you do exhaust the enemy unit, the unit can't ready while this unit is in play. So it's pretty sick. All right, out comes the blue leader. Okay, so what we do here is we'll kill the Obi-Wan, but then use Dedra's ability for the other one. So we're going to save ourselves a little bit of damage here. And Dedra ability on the blue leader. Okay. All right, easy decision on the Pershing, but then do we need Pershing for the Cantwell? We probably do, so maybe the Daring Raid here. Oh no, we had the Fells. So blue, blue, black? Yeah, we didn't need that. So we've got Ruthless Raider. So the deck is you kind of play under curve a little bit. So again, here we can just play the Raider and do 2 to that and 2 to base. We want to play double blue with second chance. Yeah, GM Holmes, if you've got time to play against your save deck afterwards, just got back in the stream. Yeah, let me when we finish this, I will put the link in the Baddest Discord in general if you want to jump in. All right, let's pass. Kind of wish I kept that pirate ship now because it is kind of cool. Like you play it out and it's it throws out 3 spy tokens. All right, so let's do 2 damage to Koth. He let us draw a card, and now we've drawn Ray, so it's going to die anyway. Always a fun deck when you can put Ray in it. Yeah, so I'll put the link GM Holmes in the general of the Baddest Discord. All right, we know he's got home 1s because I've seen a home 1 in the so he's going to resupply up here. All right, so we'll just restore. Want to play Merrin here? Yeah. We'll play Merrin because it'll give us a chance to jump Ray out then. And then we'll do 2 damage across those 2. All right, Cyril's a new unit as well. It's pretty cool, but you need him early. He's not that great late. All right, we're just waiting for our opponent here to take his move. All right, so he's got a crate dragon. So when they've got a crate dragon, you do all your actions out, then you deal with it. All right, we can run into this tech here. We'll pitch the ray. This is a habit from playing Ray Tarkentown and Ray Datavolt, and that is you burn all your opponent's actions out and then you act it towards the end. Because we know we're going to fell, and there's not much else we can do besides the fell, so I'll see if he lets us draw a card. He lets us do the damage. We'll just fell the dragon. If you haven't given the video a like, just if you could throw a like on it, just so it helps with the algorithm a little bit. All right, so let's keep pushing here. I think I do have the card, you know, the card that ends the game if they don't have a unit in that arena and you do. I think I put it in this list. I'm pretty sure I did, actually. Let me go back. I don't know if it's implemented, but yeah, I have put it in here. It's called what is it? Oh no, did I not put it in? Confidence. It's in sideboard. Confidence in victory. That's a cool way to win that one. All right, yeah, okay. There's no ace winner from there. All right, let me create a private lobby. Copy invite link. All right, you should be tagged in it for that one, GM Homes. Awesome, so big time liked it. Yeah, that 10-1 is so good that just end the game, especially against the hard control ones. Deck and that. I think that one is still in the unimplemented list. Yeah, you can tell, can't you, from Carabas? They have when you're on that front page. All right, we're ready. I have no idea what to expect. So this leader, she does come out. She's got good stats. She comes out on 5, 3, 6, raid 1. But she can manipulate your deck quite a bit. So let's go with this. We kind of counteract it a little bit because we do have decent draw. Let's go with that. All right, we'll do 2 damage to Yaddle there. He takes it on the Yaddle. We've got the speeder. Fell. Do we need fell in this one? Probably. All right, we'll get rid of the... He's going to look at the top card of my deck, and he's going to decide whether or not he discards it, I think. Discard one of their cards and put the other one on top. I probably shouldn't have resourced this Owen now that I think about it. But I can play the land speeder and then do 2 damage to the land speeder, I think. And he's going to let us draw a card here. But yeah, I would have liked a Daring Raid or something there. Alright, so we drew a Power of the Dark Side. Okay. Merrin's good. I don't know how good Power of the Dark Side is, since he's going so wide. Lucky we didn't pick a Ray up, is all I'll say on that one. Alright, so 2 damage to Yaddle. Because Owen has got a chance to hit that Ray. But we've already picked one up right at the start, so there's 2 others in this 36, 37 cards here. Alright, so let's deploy. Dedra's okay when she's out, but yeah, like if she's not, it's no like. It's actually good when she's back in a leader state, same like Yoda. Alright, let's just take out the Land Speeder. We'll trigger it. We'll play the Merrin down as well. We've got tons of cards that we can pitch. But Save does come out next turn as well. Alright, Spark. Take your pick. I have so many cards. Like, the IGs have been not great in this deck. Alright, so we'll claim. So we'll probably pitch a few things here. So I think I'll hit the Yoda and then pitch a IG at the same time. You can tell this deck's set up to try and deny your opponent of resources, like hand resources. Maybe Topple the Summit needs to be in here. In this deck? Oh, she comes out at 4 though. That's the problem. Like, alright, I think we just hit that. Save will come out, but like, we can run the Land Speeder in, and then that'll leave it with 2 health, and we can Anakin next turn or hit with the Mirage. Okay, so well that's 2. Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, you can play it out of hand. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's probably better. You're right. It's probably better than IG. Because you can even delay with the Dedra and that as well. Alright, we'll claim. So he'll look at our hand, discard a card, and we'll draw a card. So probably get rid of the Devastator, I would say. Yeah, Topple is 5 for all damaged units, so not always all damaged. Alright, he put Cyril in our hand. Alright, so we've got black, but we don't have any white as well, so we'll just get rid of the turret. Fortunately, we haven't been able to play under curve for a little while, so we haven't been able to use Dedra's ability. Yeah, it works with Dedra's ability. It does. Yep. Yeah, it does give you an opportunity to set it up. All right, so I think we attack into here. We just pitch a card. We can take her out like that. Okay, so we've got 2 Cantwells. I don't think these IGs are good at all in this deck. Good in certain matchups, but all right, I think we just play an Arrester. We'll just choose nothing. Mace probably has the most potential for legendary topple. Yeah. Oh, and obviously Kira is the other one. All these cards are good. Well, we'll get rid of the open fire just so we can use Dedra's ability. Okay. Well, let's play another cruiser then. It is hard to attack the hand in Star Wars sometimes. Like, he is sparking, but I'm at the top of my... I'm at the top of my resource count at the moment, so... I kind of want to power up plus use Dedra's ability. So we're drawing 2 cards. He's playing cards like Spark to 1 for 1. Right, he's going to Vigilance. We just claim here. Makes us discard. All right, Land Speeder seems cool. We'll hit with the Carrier first, though. I remember when Land Speeder first came out, some people were playing it just so they could... Because there were decks that completely avoided... Yeah, that's a mistake. They completely avoided the arenas at all, like no ground units, and people played the land speeder so they could have something to like maul into and that. But yeah, it was a mistake to play the land speeder to give him a Plo Koon. All right, we'll keep pushing here. We've got a fell if he plays anything super nasty. But we do have to finish this game soon. All right, evacuate. Okay. All right, we'll play another land speeder. All right, so what can we do? We can Devastating Gunship and Pershing. We're kind of really at the top where we don't really want to draw too many more cards, so let's collect the bounty for that one. All right, what card is that? Look at opponent's hand, then choose a non-leader unit, costs opponent controls 6 or less, and return it to hand. Okay. All right, the land speeder. I think we're just daring raid that again. Ray finally. A bit late to the party. I feel like the land speeder was originally designed to be played with Han the way everyone wanted it to be, because it's from the movie, but they realized it was too strong or realized too late. Yeah. Well, we could lock the Luke up here. Just with the Cantwell. And that way you really can't play any other Lukes for a while. Alright, so let's lock the Luke up. Blue, blue, black. Because we could fell it, but this is more fun. Alright, let's claim. So he's going to try and mill us out here. So do we hit the Falcon, or do we... Or we just push base? Because he's one hit from our Cantwell away. Wow, I knew there was one more Devastator, but he got it. Alright, we'll play the Ray. I guess the Merrin. Alright, there's our Galleon. We might get the Galleon out here. So the Galleon is a when played, reveal, disclose red, red, black. If you do, create 3 spy tokens. So pretty good. Can't use Obi yet. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, he's talking about the new Obi where you can attack and it, yeah. Alright, so that will do it for me tonight. Look out for a video on that deck I just played, where I explain some of the card choices, play a few games, and that as well. And then I'll be back streaming this in a day or two, and then also streaming some other set 6 decks like Chancellor and that as well. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. We had success, PQ on the weekend. CJ won after we both reached the final. I didn't need to qualify, he did. So it was an easy concede, and that is the end of the PQ season. And now it's time to prepare for the next set and get good at some of these new leaders and new cards and work out what works and what doesn't work.